What's up, guys? So today we're gonna talk about trauma, and specifically like childhood trauma. I get to understand that a lot of us are, some people don't really understand what trauma is, and trauma doesn't have to be something crazy. It doesn't have to be like witnessing someone getting killed in front of you or bad car accident, or you know what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be like that. Trauma can be something simple as seeing your parents not living well, seeing your parents not living good, being good to each other, not, you know what I'm saying, not having a healthy relationship. As a child, seeing that can be trauma, right? Now, these trauma, people, child, kids, whatever, they carry that on with them. But because some of us don't know that these things are classified as trauma, right? We don't know how to deal with it because we are unable to identify that. Oh, that's, something that's been coming with us along the way as we get older. And if you don't know how to identify it, then you're not going to be able to find a solution, or you're not going to be able to realize that, oh, this is the problem and we need to fix this so that we can fix everything else that comes after that. Because when people have like childhood trauma and stuff like that, and for example with parents and stuff, when you now get into relationship, it can affect you in a number of ways, because it can put you in a position where you don't know how to be a good partner to your partners. You know what I'm saying? It can put you in a position where you're not able to be a good parent. So people don't realize that these things can really mess with the generation after, but it really have like a big impact on some of the things we see happen today. And that is why I believe that is why you have a lot of marriages that's not successful, a lot of relationships that's toxic, a lot of like single parent homes, and the list goes on. And if you really go and do your research, you will see that this is no BS. Like, this is real stuff, and it is like this domino effect that's just taking place generation after generation, and it's almost like no one is putting a stop into it because no one is speaking up. People just deal with stuff and they just take it as, it's a part of life, it is what it is, and let's move on. And especially in like for men, from a younger age until now, society put us in this, give us this image where we are supposed to just be like, okay, we're tough, we don't show weakness, we don't really show emotions and stuff like that. But the truth is, that's crap. It's stupid, and I'm going to tell you why. Because see, you have to deal with your emotions, right? You have to let that thing play out. Don't try to push it and cover it. No. If you feel sad, you need to acknowledge that you are sad, right? If you feel like, if you want to cry, you need to let that out. You know what I'm saying? If you feel angry, you need to acknowledge that you are angry. You understand what I'm saying? But the way how society put things is that men cannot be vulnerable. And when men are not vulnerable, they bottle up all their emotions and all that type of stuff. And the funny thing about this is, a lot of you have men out there who would be willing to be vulnerable, but this is what's gonna happen. Their own friends, their own family is gonna come with the laughter. It's gonna come with be strong, be tough. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen. And that is why you have a lot of men who put their feelings aside and just go through life like that. So that is why sometimes you see people, for example, take their lives, and you're like, wow, I didn't know something. I didn't know this person was dealing with that. Of course you didn't know. Of course you didn't know, because of just how society has brainwashed us from kids coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for a woman to cry. She can cry to her mom, she can cry to her best friends and all of that, and she gets like this good support. But if a man should go and cry sobbing to his friends, it looks stupid. and you're putting yourself in a position where you're like, man, I'm not sure if this is okay. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But we need to start normalizing that in order for us to grow, we need to be able to pinpoint the problems and find solution to those problems, right? In order for us to grow, we need to acknowledge what's currently taking place with us. We need to acknowledge that and work through it. And this is why you also have some men who cannot be good partners, because they're in a relationship, they got their heart broken, and the only way they know how to deal with it is to go find someone else, and they are still in this relationship with someone else, but they're not completely healed. It happens with women too, but I'm just talking from a male point of view, and they go on to be in these other relationships while still being broken, and what's going to happen is they're just going to transfer that pain and negativity and all that toxic, energy onto the next person, and then that relationship is going to fail again, and then now you have a toxic male and a toxic female going out in the world to be with other people, and that's how it just continues down the line. And I've come to realize that a lot of these things are coming from childhood trauma and broken homes. When you see couples get divorced and they go their separate ways, and you now have a broken family, people will look on that and say, man, that's kind of messed up. But what's worse than that is for a child to see two people that they love and care deeply about fighting against each other, not living well with each other, and they're still in the same household, right? It is okay that we need to understand that it is okay to let people go out your life. Like, it's completely fine if you reach to a point in your life and you realize that, this is not the best way to go about things, and you deal with that problem and you just go your separate ways. And you hear a lot of times some parents say they try to, even in movies you see it, that's like what's happening all over, right? You see people stick together because, the kids, but that's crap, that's foolish, that's stupid, and I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of parents feel like that their kids don't know what's taking place in their life, but kids aren't stupid. That's something that since I've become a parent, I also have to learn and acknowledge that kids aren't stupid. There's a lot of things you might try to hide, but I promise you that child will know some way or another. So when you put yourself in this position and say, you are doing this for the kids, don't do it. See, your child will understand if you are honest with them and let them understand what's really taking place. You see, when you try to protect them too much, they don't understand how to deal with their issues when they go further in life. You understand? Because you did not use your situation as an example to teach that child that this is a part of life. These are some of the things that will take place, and this is how you can deal with it in a healthy way. You understand? And so don't sit there and and feel like you are protecting your kids by shielding and sheltering them from certain things that are taking place. No, because they themselves are gonna experience the same stuff at some point. It might not be the exact same thing, but it's going to happen. So this is what I am saying. We need to start normalizing the parents being mature enough to deal with their situation and understand that something is not right and they need to put a stop into it. Put feelings aside, put all of that aside, and deal with what's really taking place. If you truly care about your kids and you truly care about the future, that's where it starts. It starts within the home, and parents are teachers that kids know first, right? So if you don't realize some of these things and try to change, be a better person, because the truth is we're not perfect. We all make mistakes. But what's wrong is when you've made a mistake or someone call you out on that mistake and you don't take the necessary steps in being a better person. That's where it goes wrong. So if you care about your child and the future and how the relationship between you and your child when they become adults, If you care about that, then you have to deal with what's taking place now, and you also have to talk to your kids, talk to them, and see the things that's taking place in their life and how you can add to that and help them to be better humans going forward. So again, trauma does not have to be something that is crazy. Some of the biggest problems that is taking place in society starts very small, and it is up to the parents to put a stop into it.